Hello, everybody. The reason I'm about 4 minutes late is I just started doing the live feed on my personal page. So I apologize for those of you who have watched it twice, but we are going to rewind because it's super important for me to introduce this amazing panel of guests that I have for this evening. So we are here to help you to take your program to the next level. We are moving into the last 2 weeks of the New Year, New You program. And I know for me, I'm ready to do something different. I've had kind of 3 to 4 weeks of travel and sort of, on it, but not like on it as far as the times of day and getting everything popping. So I know a bunch of you guys are really, really close. So this is our final push. And it's also super important because I've been looking at your pictures. I've been seeing your posts. I've been seeing your questions. And the person who wins this is going to have the most amazing, life-changing experience. Not only are you going to get $1,000 cash, you're getting airfare for 2, accommodations, and that's kind of the part to Costa Rica. What you're going to get is to work with so many of the people that I work with and get to really learn about not only Blue Zone life, but training, blasting, massage, acupuncture, osteopathic medicine, the way to train, meditation, all of it. You're going to experience all of that firsthand with me. So if you're close, you've been doing good, this is your 2-week push. So first, it was actually prettier just a few minutes ago, but just wanted to show you guys this beautiful sunset here in Costa Rica. And then I'm going to introduce tonight's panel. This is Mercedes Buckner, and Mercedes is my financial manager, thank God, in Costa Rica. She handles everything. I think she just cusses people out in Spanish for me that I don't know what she's saying. But I drug her into doing New Year, New You. You've been doing everything. The journal, the tonics. All of it. The training. She comes over here. A 45-minute drive to train in the morning. Yes. And I mean, your body is such an incredible transformation. Juicy. So Mercedes and I, it was funny because we did our goal bodies. And so she did her goal body, Beyonce. And I'm telling you, I look at Mercedes' stomach all the time, and it is very close to that picture. So I promise once we get the 2 weeks, because her and I both are going to up it this week. This week and next week. So, stay tuned. I picked a Halle Berry, in the orange swimsuit. So I keep looking at that and realizing that, my shoulders aren't going to look like that and probably not my stomach. But you know what? Close enough. It's good. So I wanted Mercedes here tonight to kind of give the user experience. She's had a major transformation in the whole world of meditation, never done any of the spiritual work. She's also not a very good self-care person. She's a giver, and all that has changed. So we were going to talk about that. Then we have the lovely and beautiful Miss Caroline. She literally just saved my life. I have had a lot of travel in the last 3 weeks and just could not get my back to unlock. She is one of the most talented massage therapists that I have ever had, and I'm just so lucky that I get her. And if you win the contest, you will get her too. And she's also my friend, and we have regular conversations because we're close to the same age. She's 49, I'm 47. But this beautiful body right here had a baby at 46. So any of my gals out there who have had babies in their 40s, believe you me, there is hope.
I understand.
There is hope. And also, I thought Caroline was a perfect person to speak to the Blue Zone lifestyle because she's French, but she's been in Costa Rica
for 20 years. Yeah.
20 years, yeah. Big life change from France, yes. Right? Yeah, so we'll get into that a little bit. And then the most hated man in the room. Actually, he's trained all of us. Fred.
4 times a week.
Yes, we're working with Fred 4 times a week, 7 a.m., which sometimes is not, your favorite time of the morning. But he's an amazing trainer in France. I mean, women were lining up to basically I mean, really just lose weight, get in shape, like all the stuff that we want. And he's the person that I think takes particularly women my age and does things that we would not do. Like, it is not intuitive to crawl out into a plank and do a squat and jump, and I don't know, sometimes he shows me things and I'm like, what are we doing? But he's excellent. I also want to talk with Fred about the accountability, because he makes me take pictures of my food and send it, which is a huge part, and you don't have to have a trainer for that. So we'll get into that. And then we have the lovely Olivia, my sister.
Everybody.
I finally kidnapped her from Los Angeles.
It's true.
Got her into Costa Rica.
It was a real hard pull to get me out here. This is amazing out here, guys. I might not ever go home.
Hey, I'm gonna hold you to that. Rhonda Norman says Fred would kill me. Fred kills everybody, Rhonda, so it's
He
okay.
killed me this morning.
Selena Carrion says, hello, ladies.
Hi.
Kelly Dominguez is watching, so it's Hilda McDonald. Hilda McDonald says she needs a Fred in her life. Let me tell y'all need a Mercedes in your I'm kidding. So Olivia's here tonight. As you know, she's a biomechanical expert, but I'm kind of trying to get you guys to make the leap to not just going to the gym, doing this and that. We all have done the piecemeal workouts, but isn't being in Costa Rica changed the game just in terms of the way you approach this?
I mean, I'm getting up earlier. I worked out twice today with you. I'm so excited I feel like I'm going to go back to LA with just a completely different perspective and motivation to continue the work that I've been doing, but with even more excitement and energy. And I mean, it's a different vibe out here. I feel like I'm meditating more and I'm connecting with the parts of my brain that I feel like I've been ignoring because of the stresses of the city that I live in. And
Oh yeah.
It's tricky and it's challenging. So I'm really happy to be here, and I'm so excited to be here another couple weeks. I know I get to be here for a little while and do all these things.
Do not forget, people, this is what you're going to experience, and this is only part of my team that I threw together tonight. So just before I forget, I have a guest that I really want you guys to meet. His name's Dr. Rikowski. He's traveling, and I will keep you posted, but he's going to come do a live with us later this week. And he is the person that I would say on the planet knows more than anyone else that I know. So any questions that you have about any type of pathology or disease or health, sports nutrition, any of that stuff, Dr. Bob will be on later this week. But tonight is all about this crew right here. All right, so I want to read the questions.
Yes,
I'm so
sir.
grateful that we already have some. I'll just let you film me for a second.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go ahead and answer these.
We have them nice and printed out.
And look, okay, did you see how big the print is? Is that a hint?
did that
I really
on
can't
purpose.
see without my glasses. This is amazing. I need everything printed this large.
I can
Okay.
actually stand.
So why don't we start with a new one? She says, "Hi Ashley, I'm a newer fascia blaster and I started with the paddle blaster. That's ambitious," Lori Hernandez. She said, "Have been using a few months and a huge decrease in my fibromyalgia pain already. Want to work more on my sore knee and feet and of course my cellulite. Can I use my big one or should I get another?" So I am going to say that you have the perfect person to ask, because Mercedes, when she started the program, told Fred, I need to go around my quote unquote bad knee, right?
Yes.
And so I said, no, we're not going around that bad knee. So we're going to answer this with several people. So first of all, Mercedes, can you just talk them through? You can sit on the mat.
Let's do it.
Your basic program that you do. And what I love about having Mercedes is not an expert at this. Mercedes,
Not at all. It was totally
she has a master's degree in finance, but not in fashion.
Not in fashion blaster.
And so the short answer is you definitely need the face blaster and you need a
The
nugget.
nugget.
Yep. And the
And
cups.
the cups. Let's get the cups.
Okay.
I'm trying to follow you guys, but my apologies if I'm not the
If we are
best
too
cameraman.
fast,
Yeah.
Why is the face blaster at the very bottom? Oh, here we go.
Okay.
And then, so So I'm gonna just have Mercedes doing it. Okay, you don't even have to talk about it. Just do your thing,
Wow,
and then
this was the scariest part.
putting the cups on.
Putting the cups, because she was like, okay, Mercedes, we need to go around your knee. And I say, wait a minute, what are you gonna do?
And when I say
What are you
around the
doing?
knee, I meant put the cups all the way around the knee.
This is so easy, guys. I mean, and these, you know, cups you can get on Amazon. Do we have a link on our site for these?
Yeah.
We do. Yeah, my Amazon
Fantastic.
store.
On Ashley's Amazon store, and Ashley Black.
Did you do the oil or you didn't need it?
Nugget?
No, the oil. Like, did you need a little oil for the
I
cups?
already have oil. I'm sorry,
Okay.
guys. I always use
We
coconut
always
oil.
oil, yeah.
I'm oil all the time.
Okay, and then Fred, do you mind in the background just showing a couple of like your favorite knee strengthening exercises?
I guess for the hamstring, just simple exercise, just hamstring like this.
Which we did about 30 on each leg, 4 sets.
Yes. So 20, just go down. Just, okay, and no big hand. No,
And also
this.
notice the alignment
This
of the leg.
also is
Yes.
slowly. 1, 2, 3, and go. Okay?
And let me tell you, I have such a bad hip that if your knee, did you have to hold on at first?
Huh?
Did you have to hold on for those?
Yeah.
Even still to this day on my bad hip. So if anybody is so injured or so weak that they can't do it, you know, with good form, because I can't on my right, you can literally just hold on to something, right? And just, because the
Beautiful.
alignment is super important, but very important for the knee strength because the hamstrings cross the knee.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, what else you got for us, Fred, while Mercedes doing her little gig down there?
We've
So-
got, look at this cupping we've got going on. Look at, and that's self-cupping. Great job, Mercedes.
Thank you. Been learning.
You're learning.
You have 2 exercises for the knee. Hamstring. The first is very important for the knee because you take it across. And the second exercise, and just here and always slow go down. Okay.
Taking your
Okay.
time.
Okay.
One of the ones that I couldn't do.
So it's very important.
too, I couldn't do
the
one
knee
line.
is in line in the ankle. No.
No
And
coming
forward.
over your toes.
Just
And in
Your
terms
knee
of
in line with your
pain,
ankle.
you go like Fred has an amazing physique. Okay,
Yes.
he's hiding it up under that t-shirt, but and those little cargo
And
pants.
the cargo
but,
shorts.
but if your range of motion in stability, or you know, like if you feel a stretch in this knee, or you feel weakness in this knee, and the foot is going all over the place, do that exact exercise and literally just hold it just shy of pain.
Yeah.
And then you can kind of hover there. I've had to do that on my right leg. Fred can attest, I could not do one lunge with my right leg in the front. And even right now, I feel everything trying to fire, but
We have a question regarding that.
yep.
So what about dislocating knee and hips?
Dislocated knee and hips?
Yeah.
I would, but I don't know what that means. You know what I mean? Like dislocated is kind of a, you know how people throw out the
It's
word
a bit of a
sublux?
catch-all. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say anytime that you are, you know, if you have a joint that is that much at risk, that you would just start with the most basic actions, like sitting on a table like this and just doing like
Extensions.
this.
Yep.
Leg extensions, and then for hamstring curls,
hamstring curl, and it's very important that just 2 action so to go down is slowly.
yep, the eccentric
Yeah.
work.
Eccentric and concentric. It's slow.
So concentric just means the muscle shortening, and eccentric means that it's lengthening. Okay, so this would get the quads,
And that also applies for anyone with hypermobility as well.
100%.
I was someone who could not do things not because of dislocations necessarily, but hypermobility, which essentially can create a dislocation.
And by the way, if even that is too difficult, line your leg up. You can walk around if you want.
Okay.
Mercedes has got it going on down there too. I don't want to forget about her. You can just squeeze the quad.
Yeah.
Okay? And then same thing with the hamstring. Look
See
at
how
I
she's
have
contracting.
hyperextension of the knees. I have to watch
Stress
that.
muscle.
But look what I'm doing now for the hamstring. So I'm taking my heel and digging it down in. So you can start with isometrics, then your concentric, eccentric. So concentric and eccentric to the hamstring with absolutely no weight, I'm still going against gravity. So if you are that deconditioned or you've got the loosey-goosey joints all over the place, just start with the basics. I mean, Fred can attest. That's where I was on my hip. Same thing in yoga. I would get in a lunge and be all over the blocks.
And then if you need a little bit more, that's when you can start to add the bands. So if you were doing the hamstring exercise, you'd have the band, as shown.
Oh,
Yeah.
with the band, I don't have a band.
You don't have to have a band. Just show what you would
But
do.
I would stand on a band.
Yeah, you would stand on a
And go
band
like
and
this.
then go like that. And that would be a nice hamstring exercise for really anyone, because you can adjust the weight of the band
And make it super, super
make
soft.
it work for you. Let's
Well,
check
and I
it
can
out.
tell you, Mercedes couldn't do anything with her knee either. But your knee, I don't even remember you.
I don't
It's like it's gone, right?
Totally.
And then
gone.
I don't want to leave Caroline out. So Caroline, if you had a patient, you know, I think a lot of therapists are scared to go behind the knee, but it's so important. Can you just kind of show them what you would do? And let me say this, you guys, you know, this is where I'm like, sell off part of your house or rent a room out or something to get a massage therapist, because it's so important to the program. It's just an integral part. It's like saying, oh, I'm just going to throw out the food, or I'm going to just throw out the meditation. You cannot throw out professional work from time to time. So, knee pain. Can I get a little bit of... And then while she's doing that, you can maybe take a couple of questions.
Right, and I was just looking. There's a question that I wanted to answer from Denise McCowan.
Oh, that's the good one. Tell Denise we'll come back to you because I have you on my sheet.
Is this another one though? I have a hard time doing squats because of my knee cracks when I bend. I think that's different, right?
Yeah.
So her knee cracks when she bends. She says.
Well, here's the thing, like cracking in and of itself isn't bad. Like yesterday in yoga, I'd like sent a shockwave
Mine
through the class
cracks all the time.
with
your hip.
Yes, but what it's so we kind of go from like not moving at all, you know, and being glued down and no popping. And then as we start to open things, then they start to pop and crunch and crack. And then as we stabilize them, they pop and crack, you know, less. But I don't want people, some are like, oh, do you feel this crack? And it's like,
Right.
yeah, well, that's no big deal. You just
Some
want
of it's
to,
air.
yeah, some of that is just a release of the
And,
gases that
you
make
know,
that
when
noise.
it comes to the knee, sometimes it is something that they
Make
call
sure to
crepitus.
show what Caroline's doing,
Yes.
because therapists, you got to get behind the knee.
Oh, that's what I need right now.
Okay,
Caroline,
so the
I'm
live
gonna
feed
hire
is
you
over.
while I'm here.
Whenever you want.
Because I
Sylvia.
definitely, oh my God, you guys, I have I have chronic pain in that spot. I think as a dancer for so many years, I just had so much pulling from that area because, you know, it's an insertion. And when you are constantly working and overextending and trying to push for flexibility, like I know I did for a lot of years, I just would, you know, make micro tears there all the time and create
And
problems.
will you hand me that?
Absolutely. You want the questions?
The paddle blaster.
They want the paddle blast.
Yeah, just show them that it's okay, Caroline, to go right over the knee, how you do. This actually feels amazing.
I've not used
So
a
if
paddle
you
like
don't
this.
have a therapist, which I am recommending that you do, I'm just getting my leg out here. Oh God.
You guys, look at how sturdy they are.
That's
No
pretty
broken
cool.
blasters.
That's why we're not.
We're not gonna call customer service. That feels amazing, and to be honest with you, I think the paddle blaster or the face blaster is
Oh,
the
the paddle's so
absolute,
great though.
because it flattens across the knee. It doesn't let
Yeah.
you like grind in too
So
hard.
I'm having someone do this to me later.
Okay, knee people, I want to hear about some healed knees.
All right.
All right, good. We used the whole panel for that one. All right. So
Let's go back to questions.
let's go back to questions from today. Melissa Hart. Is that Melissa Joan Hart? That's got to be funny when you have a celebrity name. Are there any Ashley Blacks out there? I'm really curious. There was a America's Next Top Model named Ashley Black.
Someone just asked when we're getting a mini paddle blaster.
Oh, God. Maybe Black Friday. And everybody that works for my company just went, no.
I know, right?
I don't know. I want it too. I want one that has basically like 3 face blasters. Yeah,
Right.
that's a square.
Yeah.
Like
You
a
can
like a
just
loofah
attach
that
to
you
your
can.
hand.
Yeah, absolutely. We all want it.
Right.
The very first time I used the paddle blaster, I was like, oh, I need a mini of this. So we're gonna work on it. Okay, so this may be an Olivia question. Melissa Hart says, if when doing the wall test I notice issues, is it helpful to spend a few minutes each day standing against the wall with good alignment to train my body?
I mean, of course.
Okay, so I'm gonna have you do the wall test. Go to
right.
this wall over here, and then we'll talk about how Fred has kind of, I think, a funny. Okay, cool. You can film us. Okay, so the main thing is, look. Oh, I busted you.
You busted me.
Your right foot was out just a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna go through a quick version of this, but you want to line up both feet. You want to have the pressure between the second and third toe, which did y'all see her knee shove?
Yeah, I've been having some knee pain lately, and a lot of it has to do with my feet and my arches. I've got very high arches and, dance injuries.
Yeah, dancers really have some of the
Yes.
scariest bodies. Yes.
It's true.
Okay, so then you want to have soft knees to line them up with the hips, which is something I've really been learning because I have hyperextended knees. Do not exercise like that, okay? Then with the pelvis, you really want to feel it against the wall. And what you're looking for is to make sure that one side is not forward or backwards, or put your thumbs on it to see if one leg is higher.
You
Because
might be like this.
yeah, if one leg is higher, whichever side is lower, that's where we're gonna wanna address fascia blasting the hip and pulling out the hip. Okay, then the next part is the ribs. This is the hardest part, I think, is that the whole rib cage should be on the wall, and you should only have 2 fingers behind the back, and then you should only have 4
Does this
fingers
look like
here.
the book, guys?
Yeah, Olivia is the model in the book. Page 168, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
I've had to refer to it quite a bit.
So,
And then for me, this was the hardest part. External rotation so that the hands aren't hanging like this, that they're like this, and that the shoulders are back and down, but not losing the ribs. Then the chin tucks, and then everything is in alignment. Okay, so if you think that's difficult, try training with Fred and trying to maintain this. So the minute that he sets us up for something awful, me and Olivia both go into, okay, straighten our feet, pull, because it's not just about getting on the wall and checking throughout the day. It's about working on your issues in every single movement that you do. When you come off that wall, I'd love to see you walk beautifully across the room.
that's actually something that everyone asks me regarding, okay, how do I now move this? And
Well, they
the
try to
short
go like
answer-
this. And
Yeah,
not-
the short answer is just that it's not simple and it takes practice. And what I used to do and what
It
Ashley would
takes 20
constantly
years of practice.
have me do is I would start walking and then I'd have to stop and I'd imagine the wall was behind me again. And again, this is tedious, guys, but it really does make a world of difference. I used to walk like this. No joke. I used to walk like this, right?
And I will tell you this, if you've lost quite a bit of weight on the challenge, people who are heavier do tend to have their feet out and they tend to have their bellies forward. It just makes more space for the legs.
Sitting
So
posture.
yeah, many of my clients that I've worked with that have had these weight gains and weight losses. Have you ever noticed that with your people?
Yeah.
Having the posture?
Or sometimes one foot is out and people walk like this or one foot's in and you just have to really make sure and you want to go slow. Like if you are someone who really turns out a lot, inch it in. I had to start from here to go to here.
Well, and
to
Olivia
here,
had
to
like rib
here.
shift, rib rotation, you
All
know.
kinds of things.
So yes,
Like
the answer
this.
to that question is yes. You want to check it throughout the
It's
day.
true.
You want to check it when you're sitting. If you're Caroline, she doesn't just come over and go, like this. You know, I saw you do it. And that's why she has such an amazing body and that she's not injured and can still do this into her 50s. You know, you have to line up the feet, get the pelvis. You got to come in like this. You got to come in like this, you know. Everything that you do is kind of like a sport, okay? All right, we keep moving away. Let's go back to the set.
Migrating.
You keep filming, Mercedes. If they have a question, let me know if it's a good one. Okay, this is my, who am I gonna toss this one to? Today when I was working with Caroline on my back, I felt it all low back. It literally felt like somebody took my fascia, folded it, and stuck it down in my pelvis. But when we got into my back, boy, were my traps going off the hook. So Pat Peterson says, I am trap dominant. Your suggestions to reduce that, encourage that lat growth. I'm going to toss that one to Fred. So if somebody's trap dominant, what are the best things that they can do with home equipment? I can film. And then I'm also going to have Olivia address it from the standpoint of mechanics. In fact, you may want to do it with Fred.
Okay.
I can be your model, Fred.
Okay.
Well, because Fred's being forced to speak a lot of English.
Okay.
He's doing great, by the way, this guy. Guys.
Sorry. Your request is very important for the posture, because the shoulder is always.
And who has those shoulders? I don't know anybody that has those shoulders.
This your trapeze is like this, here on here. No, like that. Okay. So.
Isn't that funny though? There is a misconception that this is our trapezius when it's this whole thing. We have the upper, middle, and lower.
The shoulder back. Okay. This is in French, sous-épineux.
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 It's very important.
I don't know. It sounds sexy. I'll go with sous-épineux.
It's better.
We'll translate it later.
For some, just arms.
Lengthening.
There.
Scapular depression.
Scapular depression. Okay, and just rotation from the shoulder back and forth, and 10 reps or 11 reps. You stay here 10 seconds. 10 seconds.
So she's externally rotated and also scapular retracted.
And concentric and isometric.
Okay.
10 reps.
So when he says concentric, he means the action of shortening, and then isometric just means hold.
And 1 reps isometric on 20 seconds or 30 on 40. Better is 20. Okay.
So you guys seeing this?
Yes.
Oh yeah, you can see it really good.
Yeah, back.
I wore the right shirt today, guys.
Thank you, girl.
Sous-épineux here. And last
And
rep,
you hold.
all 20 seconds.
And you feel that pretty good, Bernie.
You know what's crazy is I have a lot of pain mostly in my left side.
And
I
your
have
shoulder, please.
where I have all of the
So, just
straining
here,
right now.
the muscle walk out. Okay.
And I just have to tell you this, film me really quickly.
Yeah.
So for me, mine was the most extreme case, and I'll still show you, I'm still working on it. It looks like somebody took a meat cleaver and chopped off my posterior delt. So I could posterior delt, lift all day long.
Yeah.
But mine is so dominant that even if I'm doing bands for bicep curls, I have to externally rotate, scapular depress,
Always.
and do it here. Yeah, look at and I feel a stretch. I've been cupping all through here. And then in things like all of my yogis, when you're in downward dog or whatever it is,
This
I don't
is my
care
favorite.
the position. If I were
See
to
right
get
here,
like
guys.
this, then that would be bad. I need to take it
Scapular
wide
depress.
and externally rotate and then align that.
And what you'll hear yogis say a lot is bringing your insides of your elbows forward.
And what they're saying is maintain your hands and
External
externally
rotation.
rotate. And then Fred will do a lot of stuff, like for him it's totally appropriate. Like we do, like a squat and a lift or whatever. For me, literally, I do it with my arms like behind me because I'm just trying to undo that terrible mechanic.
Or you walk out with the T-Rex.
Yes.
T-Rex is always the core is straight because.
So I love this, what he just said. What do you say to work out with the what?
T-Rex.
The TRX, and if you guys have ever worked with the straps, it's such a great point. We tie it to my bed out there because you really can't do squats with your
always
arms like
security
this.
from the body.
Yep. Also, you've had to work on this.
Yeah.
I can tell you for me, this has been like one of my New Year, New You things that when I talk about going to the next level, this is going to be another 6-month project for me because once I opened them up, guess what I found? Complete cellulite and a total lack of bicep curls. So now every day when I see Fred, I'm like, biceps.
There's people jumping on and they're asking how long again. I think we should show that one trap exercise one more time. I'll
Okay.
have you do it, or you can have me do it.
No, you do it. You got a better shirt on, I think.
So we would go.
The rotation on the shoulder back. Let's go. 2, 1, 2.
So she's externally rotating the shoulder and scapular depressing.
Those are the two exercises.
Okay. 10 reps.
10 reps
concentric,
of internal,
and
external.
last reps isometric, like this. 20 seconds
So
hold.
isometric means hold. And you know what? I'll tell you the truth. I do this all day long.
I'm gonna start.
If I'm just standing somewhere, I go ahead and take it
Yeah.
into external. Pulling my shoulders back is easy, but externally rotating is not.
No, it's not.
And it's super important
It's
when you're
very
training.
important.
And really, everyone needs it. There's not a single person who doesn't need it in our modern day because everyone drives and everyone is on a computer
And-
at some point.
Or
Yeah.
a keyboard.
Or a keyboard.
And
Yeah.
stop the phone like this.
Yeah. Everyone.
Oh,
Okay.
and let me tell you, from a fascia standpoint, guess where your thumb fascia
You look the
is
front.
connected?
This.
Dun, 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 dun,
Arm line.
All the way across the arm lines. You can find that in the book as well.
Yes.
Okay? All right, let's go to, I want to try to answer a few more questions. Let's see. Okay, so Molly Fraser, I don't want to ignore you because you asked great questions and I know you are killing it on New Year, New You, but I'm going to table this because this is heart butt is your answer. She asked, what can I do to help my right glute fire correctly after my dislocated right hip is put back in? So when you say dislocated, that's just a strange word, subluxation. I'm answering it, I'm telling you in the dark, but I will tell you one awesome way to fire the glute is to eliminate everything else. And by using my ball and coming in like this, I can literally turn off everything. I don't have to stabilize anything, and it makes it much easier to isolate the glute.
And that is our fascia yoga ball. I mean, honestly, guys, this is my favorite thing. I use it every day. That
We
ball
all
I
use it every day.
We all-
Fred's like, what? How do I get that in
I
pants?
AshleyBlackGuru.com.
Okay, so Christy Kreis is saying, please share what you plan to do the last 2 weeks. Okay. What are we gonna do? Well, actually, I'm gonna let
We're
Fred
ready,
answer it
mentally
because,
ready.
my thing is like I'm having me a good old time. I'm enjoying wearing my little size 5 shorts and been dancing. I'm like, hell, I'm training 3 hours a day. I can have 6 cocktails. But I want to really, really do it.
Gotta live life.
Yeah, blue zone. I'm socializing 6 hours a day. That's my excuse. Okay.
Part of it.
So let's talk about that, Fred. So we really do. So we're moving into the last 2 weeks. It ends on my 47th birthday.
Woo!
And I also just want my pictures to be as dope as the winners. So does Mercedes. So we're willing to do whatever. So we want that last. And now keep in mind, we're training for hours and hours a day.
Alright.
So we do need something or we're going to pass out. So what are you going to put us on? And can we just at least have a few days of food? I was going to do the liver cleanse.
Yeah. Okay.
If you guys saw Talia Lutzkar from 2 weeks ago? Anyway, the Ayurvedic practitioner. She's doing an awesome liver cleanse, and I know a lot of our viewers are doing it, but it just didn't go with the amount of activity. You can't train like we're up to now, and I love it. I feel like I'm such a badass. I'm doing Fred's training, and then I go over and do this nightmarish yoga, and then sometimes surf, and last night dancing, and then I call Caroline and say, please put me back together from what I did yesterday. But take it away, Fred.
Okay.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
They want to maximize it.
On 2 weeks, exercise comme ma translator. Okay.
Yeah.
Comme on dit, un programme de 3 sur 3 jours, une semaine.
A 3-day program in 1 week.
Okay. 1. Okay. 3 hours by weeks and 2 hours by weeks on the outside. Get out outside, at home, on walking, swim, or surfing, and
Listen, Fred, we got a lot of people in cold weather, so they got to do something. Yeah, some people have to do inside, but you're saying do like a pleasure activity, right?
okay.
Oui, parce qu'il y a beaucoup de personnes qui les écoutent qui sont dans le froid et qui
Ok.
ne peuvent pas forcément faire à l'extérieur, mais elles demandent si ce que tu es en train de dire c'était pour justement divertir les personnes, pour faire un exercice différent qui inclut du plaisir.
Ah, okay.
Est-ce que c'est ça que tu préconises?
Oui, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So 3 days, you're going to do a pleasure activity. 3 out of 7, right?
Yeah. HIIT.
Okay, then HIIT training.
HIIT training.
Okay.
HIIT training from 30 minutes by day, and or if you yeah.
Well, let me say this. When we had Dr. Wilson on, if you guys remember, this is actually something I wanted to adjust in my program. So in terms of body composition, so if your goal is to lose fat, which I'm almost done losing fat and need to build muscle, but if you're just wanting to lose fat, the research is saying 3 times a day, 20 minutes, spike it, drop it, spike it, drop it. Okay, so for me, the only way to spike it is maybe sprints or something with jumping, and so we'll do it 3 times a day. And me and Mercedes are a little bit guilty because she likes to swim and I like to surf, which is not HIIT training. Okay.
Walk the ball if the weather is crappy, is what Robinelle Lawless says. Thank you, Ashley, for remembering us.
Hula hoop, Robin!
Thank you, Ashley, for remembering us Northerners. Lori just said I started my challenge late, but excited to keep going. Connie just said stationary bike.
But here's the thing, if you're doing stationary bike, you can do HIIT training. You would get on it like the Wicked Witch from Wizard of Oz and go do it and then stop.
1 minute stop.
Yep.
1 minute.
3 times a day, about 20 minutes. Okay, so we're doing pleasure activities, HIIT training, and then what about resistance training? Or do you scrap that for the two?
On boxing training, just this or WAP.
Okay. So he's got us on all cardio. Okay, food.
And food.
That's what we're gonna. We'll work out all day.
Okay. Food is recognized no carbs for 2 weeks.
No carbs for 2 weeks?
No carbs for 2 weeks.
Oh, damn.
And because
don't say no fish, or I'm gonna box you.
No carbs for 2 weeks.
And we also are doing the intermittent fasting, so we don't eat till 12 or 1. We do 2 meals.
The last one is not.
Okay, no carbs.
no carbs because
So we're gonna have to eat a lot of vegetables just to be full. And protein, right? Don't
Because
say 2 ounces. I swear I'll kill you.
No.
How many ounces of protein?
Okay,
If-
so it's very
or
complicated
fats.
for me from the explain because my language is very
You're doing
bad.
great, friend.
No,
So,
it's just great.
We're helping you out.
ask me about the meals on the program dietetic and you réponse, comment dit réponse? You answer from the detail. This is my dietetic.
So this
you'll
is
answer
awesome.
the
So we have Fred's link to his program, and he's saying that if you want to either do your last 2 weeks hardcore like me and Mercedes, or if you're just starting, somebody said they started late, he said that he will personally answer the questions. That's very generous. Thank you.
That
Fred.
is very generous. Quick question from Lana. Spike is how much over our resting heart rate?
So the way that Dr. Wilson described it, and I thought it was great because I tend to be so scientific that like I want to wear the heart rate monitor, which we all know how that went. It did not like technology doesn't like me. But what he said is that true HIIT training is that you go so hard and so fast that literally you're like, I can't do it. I have to stop. That you're completely winded, and then you just stop and get completely calm. Bring it down, and then and don't start again until you feel completely calm. So I don't have like a scientific answer, but for me, if I want to do that with my heart rate, all I have to do, I don't jump very much. So if I just do this, if I did that for about a minute, like really trying to push, I'd be there.
Fantastic. And the no carbs doesn't include vegetables, right? You always want veggies.
Yeah, we're talking about things that are classified as carbs. So what
Yes.
we'll probably do is a lot of fish and veggies and some good
On
fats.
leguminous, on fish, on
Legumes.
legumes.
Everyone's saying merci beaucoup, Fred.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, I prefer 2 weeks, and 2 weeks, fish, vegetable, and legume, and all leguminous fish or leguminous legume.
Beans and lentils.
Because and chicken, vegetable. No rice or harvest
Yeah.
quinoa, with the chicken. Just quinoa in combine with fish on leguminous. No protein animals. Okay, it's protein animals.
And I
just
already know what he's gonna say. He likes it better because I did this in the very beginning because I was like, Fred, I have to get this body fat off. So we did the protein with the lunch meal and then just vegan at night.
And
The
eggs
only
are
thing
okay
that I would
too,
say
right?
though too is you're talking about doing no sugar, so you're going to be in ketosis. If you don't know what that is, go to the ketogenics page because you're going to need some fats, or else your brain will start to shut down.
Eggs should be fine. And Robin, beans are a kind of legume. So beans, lentils, those are all in the legume family. And then
And don't forget, I do take a picture. I'm behind on my companion guide. I'm not behind on tracking it. I'm behind on posting it. But for the next 2 weeks, I will take a picture of every single thing that I eat, so you guys can see what it looks like.
And then eggs should be fine too. Eggs are.
I don't know. We didn't do eggs. How do you feel
Everybody
about eggs?
has different opinion on eggs.
and eggs. Oh yeah, eggs. I prefer the eggs. I prefer just white. No,
Just the egg whites.
no yellow, because yellow is very important on the sin source protein. Yes.
It's a big protein source.
Mm-hmm.
So you would just eat the white. How do you
So here's the thing. I know there's going to be a huge debate, so I'm going to go ahead and kill it right now. About, you know what I'm talking about. You should have egg whites, but have 2 yolks and all that kind of stuff. We are only talking about more of an extreme program to hit a specific goal. This, what we're doing for the last 2 weeks, is not a lifestyle. This is to kickstart your program. So if you want to stay with what we've been doing, I feel like I've been living this amazing Blue Zone life. I'm totally hitting my goals. Mercedes is hitting our goals. We eat carbs every meal, right? I do.
Small.
Yeah, but good carbs.
Good carbs.
So before we get into the egg debate on my page, it's temporary.
And
It's
there's
temporary.
one other
Temporary.
thing, since we're on the same vegan. Some people are saying, I'm vegan. How do I do this with protein?
Well, that's great. You do it with the legumes. I mean, you can
Yeah,
answer that.
exactly.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure, because you guys have been
Well,
on the
here,
food,
hold on. I'll-
food part of the.
So, to my sister, who I had to force feed a piece of chicken one time, she had to go vegan for
I was vegan for about 5 years.
gut problems.
Yeah, gut problems. And I personally, as a vegan, and I respect anybody who, stays with it
Particularly for
as a lifestyle for
their, political beliefs. about
Absolutely.
animals. I
And
totally
for
get it.
me, I could eat other animals at this point because my gut's healthy again, but I choose not to. I do fish and eggs are my only animal protein source. But for all my vegans out there,
They're saying,
legumes.
avocados.
Bring on the avocados. I mean, avocados are high in fat, but it's good fats, and you need them. It's brain food. But as far as eating vegan for this protein, you just have to have so many dark leafy greens, so much like chard, kale, collard greens. Like dark leafy greens are going to give you the most nutrients and the highest protein source of your greens. If you're trying to stay away from carbs, stay away from potatoes, starchy vegetables, things like that. So you can
You'd
actually
be surprised how full you can get on
You get
vegetables.
so
I had
full
a
of vegetables.
not vegan, but I had a whole vegetable meal with
right.
you since we've been here, and I
Yeah,
had
yeah.
2 shrimp.
Yeah. And it's amazing, and it's so high in protein and so high in vitamins and nutrients, and also nuts and seeds. They don't have to have a lot, but a little bit of nuts and seeds, some legumes, your dark leafy greens. Obviously, if you're trying to do this for these 2 weeks to really drop, a lot of fruit is high in sugar. That's going to spike your blood sugar, and that's also just not going to be the easiest way for you to drop pounds.
Massive salads is the way to go.
Yeah, big salads.
Because you can do good MCT oils in your dressings, and then you
Absolutely.
can load up on a ginormous plate.
Yeah, and I'd actually
leafy
rather somebody for this particular diet. I'm not saying in general in life. I'm saying for this particular, what we're talking about right now, I'd rather you have a half of avocado or a quarter of an avocado than say, a piece of fruit like a banana or something like that. I think that you'll have a better time with your workouts and with your weight loss program if you're focusing on healthy fats rather than high sugar intake.
Totally.
I hope everyone agrees.
I mean, again, here's the great thing about the New Year, New You program is that we're incorporating all of these components. And if you really want creative ideas to stick with what Fred just said, just go over to the New Year tonics page. I actually
Yes.
see the people who run the tonics page because Jerica's in there. She can make. I'm telling you, that girl can make a taco out of vegetables. I don't know what she does. I was just thinking about the vermicelli noodles. I was like, I am having green bean noodles.
By the way, I just had the most amazing tacos of my life yesterday at this place called Pura Vegan, and they were lentil based, and they were so flavorful and so like, and you know, we use like chilies and stuff, and often when you need a little bit more flavor or something like that, you know, add a little bit of spiciness.
Yeah.
At least that's what I do.
100%.
Know what I mean?
Okay, no one's gonna like this question.
Okay, I'm filming you now.
And I feel bad for whoever I'm about to use as the model. I think it's gonna be you, Olivia, since we're related.
Okay.
Lucienne Bouchardet. Did I say that right? Is that
Bouchard.
Bouchardet.
Bouchardet?
Headline, that was way cool.
Lucienne Bouchardet. She says she has a question about banana rolls. Okay, so first of all, if you don't know what a banana roll is, they're not fun. Okay, a banana roll is where you have a roll of fat right here. Okay, so this is going to be a couple of people. Yep, fast twitch is a great way to do it. So we're going to kind of do the combination. So she says she blasts, she pokes and wiggles, she eats clean. Is there something else that we can add? So the first thing that I want to talk about is, let's talk about the size of your butt. This has to be the ugliest angle of me. Do I look like a huge person?
No.
Anytime somebody's under me, I'm like, yeah, I don't want to have that screenshotted and then be like, wow, why has Ashley gained weight? You know, they say stupid stuff like that. But anyway, so for the banana roll, let me show you something. If your booty, like, let me see if I can even make mine. Is it doing it if I shove my butt down?
I mean,
See how it
no,
kind of
you just have such tight legs.
creates a roll?
It doesn't.
Let me see if I do it to your butt. If
I
not,
actually, I think
Mercedes,
you could do
you're
it,
on
I
deck.
think you could do it to mine much easier because this is one of my problem areas for me. I
Yeah,
know,
look, so
I know.
if I smush her butt down,
You see that, guys?
then she gets, see it right
Oh,
there?
Jesus.
She gets
Now you
banana
guys are all
roll.
seeing everything.
Okay, so what I would say is, you know, the poke and wiggle and all that stuff is great for breaking up the fat. It's great for smoothing out the fascia. But we have two things that we really have to condition. Fred was going to jump on the high hamstring. Was that what you were going to do? Okay, so let's talk about high hamstring because, and in fact, Olivia asked me about this. She was sitting in the pool.
This is my problem area is right across here. And actually, you know, you can tell I'm very fit and I'm a thin person, but I actually have, like, you can see it.
Can I brag about myself?
Yes.
Okay, so
Please.
so we're sitting on these puffs
Danielle
and
says that the cops aren't working for her.
the cups. Okay, cupping. We're gonna do cupping too, but we do have to talk about mass because we have a certain amount of skin, and if you do not fill it out with either fat or muscle, which obviously we prefer muscle, then it is going to roll. That is just the reality. So me and Olivia are sitting on the puffs.
Oh no, you're gonna make me do it.
No, I'm not gonna make you do it. I don't want you to get screenshotted. Okay, so we're sitting on the puff, and when she was sitting here, she was pulling her leg in like this, and there was some cellulite there. When clearly,
Big chunks.
this is a very, very fit. You know, she's my model. Okay, but and I said, Olivia, you're not gonna like the answer because the reality is your fascia actually looks good. It's just that you either need more muscle or more fat there. And she said, okay, muscle. Okay, so let's just start with that. And the first place you want muscle, watch, you can even see it. We got a decent shadow. Sorry about that, sister girl.
It's all good.
But if you lift the glute, look, smooth right out. So we have people that are blasting and cupping and going ham on this area when you got to grow that booty, baby. That's hard, but I think we're going to do it next. Everybody's been asking for that. So,
Yeah.
but for this
And I'm
area,
a great example for that because you can really see the difference. And
Yeah.
I will show you guys because screw it. Because it is like you can see, okay, my leg looks fine right now, right? Now check it out. Whoa. Right? Look at that.
and by the way, let me be the fascia person. This is not bad fascia. This is normal fascia. It's just that she doesn't have enough meat to fill out the skin right there, so the skin is folding. Okay? So I feel like women go totally crazy trying to solve their cellulite when you can smooth it with the fascia blaster. We've seen that, right? But if you have more skin, then you do muscle or fat. And you have to decide. Mercedes and I talked about it because there's a point, because I've squeezed her butt. It's very nice. But it does have a lot of fat, and so does mine. I keep a good 2 inches, right? You know, because you gotta twerk, right? So sometimes you have to choose between a flat stomach and a flat butt unless you're willing to build it. And I personally actually would rather have a little extra fat on my stomach and keep the size of my glutes than I would be shredded here and lose the glutes. So that's where I try to just educate people so that they have the knowledge to decide, because it is a choice.
Yeah.
So then you said something perfect, fast twitch. Okay, so if you guys don't know this, we actually have red fibers and white fibers in our muscles, and one awesome way to combat banana roll is to, we talk plenty about high hamstring. We do it, that one-legged deadlift he did. But fast twitch.
Yes, like this. Oh, good morning. Yes. Oh, simple.
But show them what fast twitch would look like.
Like this. Okay. Extending the legs. Stand up. And this is better for the action from the gluteus. It's better just like this. Okay. Stay and up.
Now, obviously, that's very
More
advanced.
deep because.
But the
banana-
deeper you go, the more you stretch the hamstring. When we condition a muscle, the further you can lengthen it and the further you can contract it, the better you can do it. And you want to do it slow, and you also want to do it fast. And the reason is because you want the red and white fibers. I talk about this in all of my inner core exercise training, that it is important to do movement fast and slow twitch, not only for the conditioning, to stress the muscle, but also for the neurological. So for instance, if all you did was super slow lunges and you never did them fast, what do you think would happen if you got, and here in Costa Rica we have alligators, so if you went to get chased by an alligator and you went into a lunge, your brain would not know how to do that fast.
Right.
So it's very important to do slow and fast training. So my banana roll girl, build that butt, build a butt.
Build a butt. That's what I'm working on.
Fast and slow twitch, high hamstring. I like that high step up. I wish I could do
Do you
that.
want to have him coach me through it so we can go slower?
Yeah,
More hamstrings and round the
And more deep. Deep.
but you want to get your
deep,
foot closer.
And up.
No, 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 this one.
This one.
Way forward.
Oh, right.
No, way forward, like that.
Okay.
Okay. Head. Down. More deep.
More.
Yeah.
More deep, please. Let's
go.
go! Now I can tell you, for me, I can't step up this far, so that's not a good exercise for me. But I could do the intention. You know what I mean? Like I could just press.
Because
Press.
you action.
I'm the crippled version of all the exercises.
Okay. In 1 hour.
You do any of this stuff, Caroline? She's like, I work all day.
exactly. From here to there.
And then show fast twitch. She
I
would
don't know
pop
if I
it.
can do it.
Yeah, from the ground. Pop it from the ground.
Ooh. All right. That's
And that's your hip training for the day. All right, let me see where we are on time, because I do tend to go like an hour and a half. Okay, everybody have a seat, because we are going to sign off, and I'm going to warn you that I'm going to give you one chance to say one encouraging thing to the crowd. So Olivia's really good at being put on the spot. Caroline's probably not, so be thinking. Mercedes probably gonna hate me. Okay, Naomi, what do you want to say to the girls? Okay, she's not talking to me. All right, so for everybody who's doing New Year, New You, has the chance to win this trip to Costa Rica.
Oh my gosh.
They've got 2 weeks left. What is your biggest thing that you want to tell them?
It's only 14 days. Just hit it to the max. Like, why not? It's 14 days. It's a countdown. You know, you have, it's a limited time that you can, really, really focus. So why not? Just try it.
I
Push
feel like
yourself.
you can do anything for 14 days.
Yeah, why not?
Today, who was it? Oh, nope, you weren't here this morning. This morning, we were at the last 20 seconds of our workout with Fred. And I looked over at Olivia and I said, you can do anything for 20 seconds.
Anything.
You can
Anything
do
at
anything
all.
for 14 days.
So just focus, really just, put your mind to it, and you will achieve it. You will at least achieve something. Even if all you achieve is that you got through it for the 14 days, then you
Huge
can have,
mental victory.
Exactly, because then you can have the confidence and the motivation to keep going, for your next goal. So I think all of you can do it, and I'm really excited.
It's only 14 days.
only
I
14
feel like we
days.
should make, Olivia is actually the one that heads up our creative team, so we should, whatever everybody says, we need to make it into like
Sounds
a little
good.
motivational
It's only 14 days.
image.
You can do it.
All right, Fred.
Ah, your exercise.
I love this exercise.
For
This,
inside legs. Hey.
we bounce the inner
100 reps, okay?
No, 100 reps 4 times.
4 times. Okay. If you another question, you ask, and you give you. I give you your answer, and I give your diet on detox for 2 weeks.
You guys, that's huge for someone at Fred's level to say, I will
Answer your
coach you.
questions, yeah.
So do it. Take advantage of that. And if you win the contest, you get to come meet Fred. All right, Caroline, what's your best advice to these ladies so that they can look and live like you, girl?
I would say you are not only a body. You're working hard to get your body through a better place, but remember you are also a person inside, so the inside is very important too. Remember that the attitude is doing a lot.
Ooh, you're getting lots of love. It's so true.
Oh yes, exactly. So work outside, yes, for sure, but work also your inside. If you are a happy person, you'll be making it. Yeah.
It's so true. Well, and Caroline, you've watched me transform. You've seen me be super lean from before. You've seen me go through the stalking and the weight gain. You've seen me go through crawling down to Costa Rica going, please help me. How it tied to the joy is it?
Exactly. It is totally going with it. I mean, you cannot dissociate that, and you need to be happy because you're a whole person. You're half physical, but you're also intellectual, but you're also spiritual. So it's very important to not forget that you are a spiritual person. This is what makes you different from animals, right? We're not only physical. So think about your spirituality also, and it will lift you up, right?
I love that. Awesome. So I want you to speak to that too, because I mean, your body has transformed, but the biggest change in you, I mean, you've had a life change.
My biggest change is starting with meditation and taking everything together. So my advice will be challenge yourself and say 14, 13, 12, I can do it. Do it every day. And
Mercedes, you're so funny.
Challenge
She like
yourself,
makes
you
me
can-
calibrate with sticky notes. Mercedes,
All
I'm
the
gonna let
time.
you do the spreadsheets for all of the. No, but
you can scratch every day and use it as a motivation. It's only 14, 13, 12.
And tell them too, when they do the countdown, that they need to do every component. Like, how important
Yes.
is every component?
Do everything with an intention and think about what is gonna get you, where I'm going, what do you want, and set up intention every single day with every single thing that you're gonna do. That's the main thing.
Okay, I got to think about mine. I was getting into what y'all were saying. So if I had anything to say, I think I'm going to speak to my more crippled people. In my whiteboard in my meditation room this week, my mantra was bodies will do what bodies are trained to do. And just like what we started with Mercedes' bad knee and Olivia's bad back, you know, and one day hopefully not Caroline's hands or whatever we face physically, I 100% believe that in a year or 2 years, I'm going to pretty much forget that I've had 20-something surgeries on my hips. That I think it's all possible. And I think the key component, just like what Caroline and Mercedes said, is that you first have to believe it, and then you have to put intention on it. And then, you know, I almost think of it like when I'm meditating, sometimes it's like those Pac-Man games, right? So I have the Pac-Mans running through my body, and I'm praying to heal me, cleanse me, even in yoga poses and things like that. So if you're not incorporating hardcore, emotional, heartfelt self-love into all this physical work, that's what I would add, because bodies are going to do what they are trained to do by your mind. Okay? All right.
And so the last day is officially the 25th, correct?
Yes, so my birthday, 27. No, I'll be 47, which I'm super happy about. Like, this is going to be a fantastic birthday. So we end on my birthday, but I think that's a Friday if I'm not mistaken.
Thursday.
Okay, so the reason why there's a lag time is because we want you to get your pictures, and as important as pictures and videos is your stories submitted, because what I'm hoping to do is actually have the winner by that Sunday night, which for our normal live feed. So the only reason we wouldn't have it is if we're still going through them. But so the contest officially ends a few days early on the 25th. Definitely keep doing it, but I want to have a chance to really, really read your stories and try to get inside of what you did for New Year, New You. So I can pick 4 winners. The first one is going to get the trip to Costa Rica, but we also have $500 prizes and also $500 gift certificates for the runners-up. And the runners-up, I'd have somebody post the exact rules, but the idea is that this is not just a transformation of who has the best pictures. It's like who had the most life-changing thing, who had the most mental transformation. Like if Mercedes wasn't, you can't enter the contest because you know me, that's the rules.
I'm thinking, I can't.
But we're looking at all of the aspects of it. So if your pictures aren't like, super dramatic, or you already looked amazing and you had some sort of spiritual transformation, that is absolutely as important to me. And I want to make sure that we get the most awesome winners. And then I can't wait to do this again. So anyway, thank you guys for tuning in, and also just stay on the ABG page and all the various groups, and we'll have our Dr. Rikowski broadcast sometime this week, and you guys will definitely want to stay for that. Thank you again to my whole team. Let's do the wave. Woo! Bye everybody. Happy Palm Sunday.